What does it take to survive in the Arctic, where temperatures drop below -50 degrees and the sun disappears for months? Ancient tribes in this extreme environment have developed survival skills that baffle researchers. One tribe risks its life using hallucinogens to guide their fate, while another has an oral history that could hold secrets from the Ice Age. These 15 tribes survive extreme conditions and pressures. Let's dive in. Number 1. Koryak, Russia. Between the icy Bering Sea and the rugged Kamchatka Mountains, the Koryak live a semi-nomadic lifestyle, relying on reindeer for food, warmth, and transportation across the tundra. However, their existence goes beyond the physical world. They believe spirits govern their lives, with shamans acting as intermediaries between the living and the supernatural. One of their most fascinating traditions is a hallucinogenic ritual using the Amanita muscaria mushroom. During long Arctic nights, Koryak shamans gather in their reindeer-hide tents, or yarangas, where the air is filled with the scent of burning herbs and the sound of rhythmic drum beats. To enter a trance, they drink the urine of reindeer that have ingested the mushroom. The reindeer's body filters out the toxins, leaving psychoactive compounds in their urine. This altered state allows shamans to communicate with spirits, receive visions, and even predict the future. Despite the dangers, extreme temperatures, and the risk of losing touch with reality, the Koryak see the knowledge gained from these experiences as sacred. The Koryak's descriptions of celestial events, like meteor showers and comets, raise an intriguing question: how did they know these things centuries before modern astronomy? While many cultures have abandoned shamanic practices, the Koryak continue to preserve theirs, standing as a bridge between the modern world and an older, mystical understanding of the universe. But the Koryak are not the only Arctic people whose traditions challenge our understanding of history. In the next chapter, we will journey to another tribe, one that has preserved stories thousands of years old. Could their oral history hold secrets about the Ice Age itself? Number 2. Yukaghir, Russia. The Yukaghir people of northeastern Siberia preserve their history through rich oral traditions, passed down over generations despite harsh conditions. These stories, more than just folklore, are a living record of the Earth's past, shaped by ice and fire. The Yukaghir's practices are deeply connected to survival, offering guidance for daily life and a way to connect with nature. Around the warmth of a fire, elders recount these ancient tales, often using psychoactive plants to enhance their belief experience. The community listens as they are transported to a time when their ancestors crossed land bridges now lost beneath the sea. What's remarkable is that some of these stories may contain records of past climate events and natural disasters, possibly even recalling the last ice age. Modern scientists have been stunned to find that some oral histories align with actual historical events, suggesting the Yukaghir's traditions hold forgotten truths about Earth's past. The elders also predict the future, observing animal behavior to sense weather shifts and guide their community through harsh winters. This connection to the land and its creatures is crucial for survival, offering hope and unity. The Yukaghir's belief bond ties them to both their ancestors and the land, guiding future generations with ancient wisdom. Now, turn to another tribe whose shamanic practices could remind you of a familiar holiday character. Number 3. Evenki, Russia, China, Mongolia. The Evenki people, living across the remote forests of Russia, China, and Mongolia, share a deep connection with reindeer that goes beyond folklore. Some even trace the origin of Santa Claus to nomadic groups like the Evenki, who once traveled Arctic skies on reindeer. For the Evenki, these animals are vital for survival, helping them navigate the icy tundra, cross freezing rivers, and endure harsh conditions in the Taigeian tundra. Their homes, yarangas, made from reindeer skins, are designed to withstand brutal Arctic winds and can be quickly assembled to keep pace with migrating herds. However, as modern technology and industrialization encroach, the Evenki's traditional way of life is under threat. Despite this, they continue to herd reindeer and use sleds crafted from wood, bone, and reindeer skin, tools that still outperform modern snowmobiles in extreme cold. The Evenki's bond with reindeer is both practical and belief. These animals are not only essential for survival but also protect them and guide them through storms. The Evenki mourn reindeer as family members, reflecting the profound connection that sustains them. In the endless cold and darkness of the Arctic, the Evenki and their reindeer navigate the tundra together, preserving ancient knowledge and practices. Before we move to the next tribe, I have a special 10-second request for all of you listening. If you can help me in any way, just press the notification bell and hit that subscribe button. It means the world. It really supports this channel, and if you do that for me, I promise my team and I will do everything we can to make this show even better for you. Deal? Number 4. Sámi, Norway, Sweden, Finland, Russia. The Sámi, an indigenous group living in northern Sweden, Finland, and Russia's Kola Peninsula, has a rich culture shaped by over 10,000 years of history. After the Ice Age, the Sámi became the first inhabitants of northern Europe, developing a distinct language, customs, and survival strategies for the harsh northern climates. Around 1500 BC, the Sámi began domesticating reindeer, which remains crucial to their way of life. About 10,000 Sámi in Norway and Sweden still herd reindeer for food, clothing, and tools, using every part of the animal. One traditional dish is a hearty stew made from reindeer meat, potatoes, and carrots. Reindeer herding is tied to their nomadic lifestyle, with Sámi leading their herds along seasonal routes called vyas. Norway and Sweden have protected this tradition despite external challenges. Over the centuries, the Sámi faced invasions, taxes, and efforts to convert them to Christianity, but they continued to preserve their culture. The Sámi are also known for their ancient music tradition, Yupik, and distinctive handicrafts, like silver jewelry with protective symbols. Although many Sámi have adopted Christianity, their traditional beliefs still influence their lives. Despite centuries of adversity, the Sámi remain resilient, preserving their heritage and inspiring future generations. But the Sámi are not the only Arctic people whose culture is deeply intertwined with the natural world. Across the Bering Sea, another group also mastered the art of harvesting nature's bounty in unexpected ways. Stay tuned. Number 5. Itelmen, Russia. The Itelmen, an indigenous people from Russia's Kamchatka Peninsula, are known for their deep connection to nature and unique practices. Their rituals focused on appeasing deities, highlighting a remarkable matriarchal leadership, with elderly women serving as shamans. In the harsh Kamchatka climate, where survival is a daily struggle, these women play a crucial role in maintaining spiritual harmony without using tambourines, unlike other Siberian cultures. One of the Itelmen's key cultural events is the Alhalalai Festival, a vibrant celebration with folk dances, songs, and crafts, gaining increasing recognition both locally and internationally. The Itelmen have also perfected a fish preservation technique involving fermentation, allowing them to store salmon for months in sub-zero temperatures. Another striking tradition is the Alkali ceremony, a 17-hour dance marathon symbolizing endurance and unity. Recently revived, it showcases the Itelmen's resilience in preserving their cultural heritage. Despite challenges to their language, efforts are underway to revitalize it through community programs, ensuring the transmission of their traditions to future generations. What do you think about the Itelmen's matriarchal spiritual leadership and their unique survival techniques in such a harsh climate? Let us know in the comments below. Number 6. Dolgan, Russia. The Dolgan people, residing in Russia's Taimyr Peninsula, have a unique cultural heritage blending Turkic and Tungusic traditions. Their beliefs, rooted in shamanism and animism, demonstrate a deep respect for nature and its spirits. What sets the Dolgan apart is their language. While most Arctic tribes speak languages from the Eskimo Aleut or Uralic families, the Dolgan speak a Turkic language, a rare distinction in this region. This linguistic connection to Central Asia raises intriguing questions about how the Dolgan ended up in Siberia, yet adapted so well to the Arctic environment. Their Turkic language is rich with terms that reflect their survival strategies, particularly in reindeer herding and hunting. Over time, many Dolgan adopted Russian Orthodox Christianity, blending Christian practices with indigenous shamanistic rituals. Celebrations like Christmas and Easter now coexist with traditional ceremonies, forming a unique fusion of beliefs. Dolgan women are skilled in crafting traditional clothing, which serves both practical and artistic purposes. Their folklore, passed down through songs and stories, reflects their history and connection to the Siberian tundra. The Dolgans' ability to combine shamanistic traditions with Christianity highlights their resilience and adaptability, making their culture a fascinating study. Number 7. Tlingit, Alaska, Canada. The Tlingit, indigenous to southeast Alaska and western Canada, have a unique social structure divided into two moieties, the raven and the eagle. This dual system affects various aspects of life, including marriage, with individuals typically marrying outside their moiety to maintain harmony within the community. Totem poles are key symbols in Tlingit culture, representing clan identity, lineage, and status. These intricately carved poles depict animals and ancestors, and their creation is celebrated with ceremonies honoring the clan's heritage. The Tlingit also have a tradition of body adornment, with tattoos, known as ku karl, signifying higher social status and reflecting an individual's clan and personal achievements. The Tlingit were not isolated. Their extensive trade networks connected them to distant regions from the Pacific Northwest to Canada. They traded fish, furs, and timber, along with cultural goods like crafted tools, weapons, and jewelry. Their beautiful silver jewelry and beaded textiles remain symbols of Tlingit craftsmanship. Despite facing modern challenges, the Tlingit continue to preserve their culture, passing down stories and traditions through totem poles and other symbols of resilience that stand as living testaments to their enduring legacy. Next, we explore a tribe whose connection to the land and sea was so strong, it inspired stories that crossed generations, blending the realms of the physical and the spiritual. Number 8. Gwich'in, Canada, Alaska. The Gwich'in people, native to northeastern Alaska, the Yukon, and Canada's Northwest Territories, have a rich cultural heritage tied to their environment. Among the Han Gwich'in, women traditionally received facial tattoos called yidil between the ages of 12 and 14, marking significant life events. These tattoos, with designs unique to each of the 9 Gwich'in groups, were suppressed by European missionaries but have recently been revived by younger generations. The Gwich'in have a deep connection to the caribou, particularly the porcupine caribou herd. The coastal plain of the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge, called Ishi Gwats Gwandii Gudlit, or the sacred place where life begins, is vital as the caribou's calving grounds. This site is central to their spiritual and cultural identity. Music and dance are important in Gwich'in culture, with traditional dances like the duck dance and rabbit dance, often accompanied by drumming. The Gwich'in social structure involves nuclear families within larger groups that collaborate on tasks such as building caribou enclosures. The Gwich'in's survival has always depended on the caribou's migration. However, industrial activities and climate change are disrupting this migration, threatening their way of life. Despite this, the Gwich'in continue to practice sustainable hunting, ensuring both their survival and the caribou's well-being. Next, move to the Aleut people's sea-bound skills stunned explorers and continue to offer surprising insights into human adaptability in extreme environments. Number 9. Aleut, Alaska, Russia. The Aleut people, indigenous to Alaska, have a rich history marked by significant challenges. The name Aleut originates from Russian fur traders in the 18th century, and after their arrival in 1741, the Aleut initially traded with the Russians. However, overharvesting of resources like sea sardines and seals, along with disease, war, and forced labor, caused the Aleut population to drop from about 25,000 to just 2,000 by the late 19th century. The Aleut traditionally practiced animism, believing in the power of nature. When Russian Orthodox missionaries arrived, they blended their customs with Christianity. The Aleut lived a self-sufficient lifestyle, with men hunting seals, sea otters, whales, and walruses, while women gathered fish, shellfish, and berries. This shared work strengthened community bonds. Ceremonial dances, known as Unangam Aksae, were central to Aleut culture. Dancers wore regalia made from seals, otters, and bird furs, with dances serving celebratory and cultural purposes. Women also wore facial tattoos and piercings, signifying maturity and social status. During World War II, the Aleut were forced into concentration camps. In 1988, the U.S. Congress passed the Aleut Compensation Act to address these injustices. Despite hardships, the Aleut continue to preserve their traditions and cultural heritage. Number 10. Chukchi, Russia. The Chukchi, nomadic reindeer herders of Siberia, have adapted to one of Earth's harshest environments. Temperatures often drop to -50°C in winter, but the Chukchi have thrived despite extreme cold, minimal daylight, and freezing winds. Their secret lies in their deep understanding of nature, which they've passed down for generations. A key to their survival is their layered clothing system, designed to trap heat without suffocating the body. The outer layer, made of animal skins, shields against the wind, while the inner layers retain warmth. The flexibility of this system allows the Chukchi to adjust their layers based on activity and temperature. Beyond survival, the Chukchi's oral histories passed down through generations speak of climate changes such as warmer winters and unpredictable weather. These stories align closely with modern climate data, showing that the Chukchi understood climate patterns long before scientists could measure them. Despite challenges like linguistic assimilation and industrial development, the Chukchi are working to preserve their language and traditions. Organizations like Minority Rights Group International are advocating for policies that support indigenous communities in Russia, ensuring the Chukchi's cultural heritage remains strong for future generations. How do you think the Chukchi were able to predict climate changes through oral history long before modern science could measure them? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe and follow the channel to discover more interesting things. Number 11. Yupik, Alaska, Siberia. The Yupik people, an indigenous community in the Arctic, have long astonished researchers with their unique customs and beliefs. With a population of around 2 to 3 million, primarily living in Alaska and the Ndyandong region, the Yupik have thrived in some of the harshest environments on Earth. Due to the extreme cold, traditional agriculture is nearly impossible, so the Yupik have learned to survive by gathering wild fruits and vegetables available in their environment. To cope with the long, brutal winters, they developed a special technique for preserving food, ensuring they had sustenance during the cold months. The Yupik's deep connection to nature is reflected in their animistic beliefs, where they view all elements of the natural world, from trees to streams, as having souls. Upon passing away, the body of the deceased would be wrapped in animal skin and placed on the tundra, surrounded by rocks, to protect their soul. Tools and personal items were often placed beside the body, believed to aid the journey into the afterlife. Shamans, thought to communicate with the belief world, played a central role in Yupik society. For thousands of years, the Yupik lived in this unchanged way, adapting to the snow-covered wilderness. However, in recent years, towns have begun to form, and some Yupik have integrated into modern society, adopting new clothes, building homes, and traveling by car. This transformation has surprised researchers, who are amazed by the tribe's ability to maintain ancient customs while adapting to the modern world. Next, explore the Nenets. Nomads on a 1,000-kilometer trek each year have their own remarkable story to tell. Number 12. Nenets, Russia. Yamol, meaning the edge of the world in the language of the Nenets people, is one of the last refuges of nomadic reindeer herders in Russia. Located in one of the most remote and extreme environments on Earth, the Nenets have maintained a way of life that has been rapidly disappearing elsewhere. Once, hundreds of nomadic tribes roamed vast areas across the planet, but today, few still practice this ancient lifestyle. The Nenets remain isolated from the modern world, living in one of the harshest climates on Earth. They are among the last ethnic groups to fully embrace a nomadic existence. Their homes, conical huts made from the skin of deer, are designed to withstand temperatures that can plummet below -50°C. These huts are incredibly functional, easily assembled, and dismantled to accommodate their seasonal migrations. Reindeer are integral to their survival. Not only do these animals provide transportation, but they also offer warmth, allowing the Nenets to endure the bitter cold. The Nenets live in clan-based societies, each clan owning its land and traditions. Elders play a key role in preserving cultural practices, while the shaman acts as a mediator between humans and nature, performing rituals to maintain balance and harmony in life. Next, we journey to the Yukaghir people, who have witnessed the land shift beneath their feet for centuries. Number 13. Nganasan, Russia. In the northernmost reaches of Russia, the Nganasan people endure one of the harshest climates on Earth. Living year-round in the remote Siberian wilderness of the Taimyr Peninsula, they thrive despite extreme cold and relentless winds. As one of the northernmost tribes, the Nganasan have mastered survival in an unforgiving environment. Central to their culture is animism, the belief that everything in nature, from rocks to lakes, has its spirit. The Nganasan see themselves as part of a vast web, where every living being and even inanimate objects are spiritually interconnected. This belief shapes their daily lives, influencing how they hunt, gather, and care for the land. The Nganasan's survival is closely tied to their reindeer herds, and they have developed specialized clothing made from reindeer fur. These coats are expertly crafted in layers, providing insulation against freezing temperatures and fierce winds. With their deep knowledge of the land and its animals, the Nganasan have created garments that surpass modern gear in warmth, allowing them to remain mobile and protected even in the harshest winters. Number 14. Ulchi, Russia. The Ulchi people, living along the Amur River in Siberia, have developed ancient fishing techniques perfectly suited to their harsh environment. Despite the extreme cold, the Ulchi use wooden traps, crafted by hand from natural materials, to catch fish during the frozen winters. These simple yet effective traps have been passed down through generations, allowing the Ulchi to survive in the unforgiving landscape. The Amur River is central to their way of life, providing food, transportation, and a link to their ancestors. Their fishing methods, honed over centuries, remain a vital part of their culture, even as modern tools have become more common. DNA studies show that the Ulchi share a genetic connection with the first Native Americans, linking them to the early migrations across the Bering Land Bridge thousands of years ago. This discovery deepens our understanding of human migration and the people of the Americas. As modernization presses in, the Ulchi continue to preserve their cultural traditions, blending ancient practices with new technologies. Their ability to adapt while maintaining their heritage is a powerful example of resilience in one of the world's most extreme environments. Number 15. Inuit, Canada, Greenland, Alaska. The Inuit, living across Canada, Greenland, and Alaska, have thrived in one of the harshest climates on Earth. Their success is based on a deep understanding of their environment and innovative survival methods. One of the most remarkable aspects of Inuit life is their sophisticated knowledge of snow and ice. They classify different types of snow and ice to determine which is safe for sleds and which conditions are ideal for travel. Their detailed terminology passed down through generations allows them to navigate and survive in extreme cold with precision. A key factor in their survival is their diet, which consists mainly of high-fat marine mammals like whales, seals, and raw fish. Despite the high-fat content, the Inuit maintain excellent cardiovascular health, with lower rates of heart disease compared to Western populations. Their bodies are uniquely adapted to process raw fish and fat, providing the energy and insulation needed for the cold. Sled dogs are also essential to Inuit life, helping with transportation and hunting. These dogs have co-evolved with the Inuit, adapting to digest raw fish and seal blubber. This mutual adaptation highlights the remarkable partnership between the Inuit and their dogs, crucial for survival in the Arctic. Each of the tribes we've explored, from the Chukchi herders in Siberia to the Inuit in the Arctic, has faced seemingly insurmountable challenges. Yet they not only endure, they thrive. Through centuries of adaptation, wisdom passed down through generations, and a deep understanding of their environment, These cultures have carved out a way of life that allows them to flourish, even in the most extreme conditions. But these ancient cultures are not invincible. Today, many of these tribes face modern threats that challenge their very existence. Climate change is altering migration patterns, disrupting traditional ways of life, and threatening the delicate ecosystems they depend on. Cultural assimilation is erasing languages, traditions, and identities. The land that has sustained them for generations is rapidly being transformed, and these communities must adapt once more or risk losing everything they've fought to preserve. Now, more than ever, it is vital that we support indigenous rights and acknowledge the wisdom these communities carry. By learning about their ways of life and honoring their deep connections to the land, we can ensure that these cultures do not just survive, they thrive for generations to come. Every story shared, every culture understood, is a step toward a more inclusive, respectful world. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Your support means a lot to us. Click on the video that appears on your screen right now. I'm sure you'll love this content. Comment below about the next country you'd like to see featured on our channel. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for being with us. Leave a comment, like to show your support, and remember to hit that subscribe button for more exciting videos. See you next time.